degenerate. All right, there we go. So just because when we're looking at his stomach, you know, we actually have fluid up to, you know, I can't actually see the Margot plicatus here. I mean, and I've put in...
Is that fluid here?
Yep, so that's, you see,
Like
that's your...
bile?
Well, it's bile, it's water, it's feed, just sitting in his stomach.
And that probably shouldn't be there?
Well, I would expect less to be there.
Okay.
Come on,
Because
Margot.
we've only put
Margot.
15 cc's of water into his stomach. So that's all, but it's also saliva, you know, and it's, I'm hungry, so I'm salivating. But it's more than I would generally expect to see.
So is there a possible...
Some horses can just have, some horses can have slower than normal gastric emptying. So then what we're going to do is we're going to straighten this all out. I mean, we do have some, so here we're looking along our Margot plicatus here. This is the greater curvature of the stomach. And we're going to look around here. Whoops, hello. And then we're actually going to go swimming. Lindsay, can you advance me farther?
Jesus, go swimming. I don't think I like the sound of this. Ooh.
Perfect, thank you.
We want to go swimming.
It's just, dudes, why are we swimming?
Yeah. He's a quarter horse. That doesn't look like a quarter horse.
No, he says I'm very handsome, though.
He is very handsome. I love his white eyelashes. I want to put blue mascara on them. One day you're going to get here, and he is going to have blue mascara on his eyelashes.
You know, I've got some endurance friends who, with their gray horses, they take those tail chalk paints.
Yes.
Like they use for, like, cattle. They're just like wax paint sticks, and they'll color their manes and tails with them.
Kind of like they do with the kids at the horse camps, and
Yeah, I
see 'em
had
colored all different.
Yep. All right,
one
Lindsay, can you
girlfriend who
advance?
wanted to put sparklies on his hooves. I don't know.
Ooh. I came out one day and BJ was sparkling from head to toe, Kathy.
There we go. Perfect. Good boy. Let me just do a little bit of a rinse.
What the heck is that?
Ooh, something in my tummy. Is he sweating?
You might sweat a little bit from the sedation.
That's why I put his cooler on him.
That's perfect.
What are you doing in there?
Having fun.
What are you doing in there, old man? This is not my routine.
But I'm here to support my BFF.
Is that the new guy?
No, he's been here a while now. That's the teeth guy. Which she said yesterday she requested pictures sent over.
Oh, perfect.
Somebody just come down my driveway like a bat out of hell.
So what we're looking at is we're seeing a little bit more fluid than I would really expect, and it's sitting up on that squamous mucosa. So you've got, that means you have stomach acid kind of sitting, sloshing on that squamous mucosa. He doesn't have any visible ulcers, which is good. But in general, I would expect things to be emptier. So what I would say is, yep, I'm going to take the air out of his stomach. Lindsay's going to pull that back just a little bit for me. We're going to put him a week of a full dose of omeprazole, and then we're going to drop him down to a quarter dose, a preventative dose. We don't have any actual, let's actually come a little bit farther because we're kind of sitting in our fluid right now. Perfect. Up in just a tiny bit. And you can see those ridges. When we see those ridges, it's because we were seeing our esophagus in just a tiny bit more. And our esophagus likes to close around us.
Which it should be doing.
Yes. Yep, that's what our esophagus does.
So, would this be making him
It
this?
could just make him cranky because it's sitting there sloshing. He's managed to not have ulcers that we can
I'm also
but that's
surprised.
also that we can see. So we have a lot of feed in there, so we can't see his pylorus because the outflow of his stomach. But what that means is that he things are emptying slower. So he potentially could have some pyloric ulcers that are causing things to sit in his stomach a little longer, which is a vicious cycle.
Because that stomach acid would be an irritant.
Yes, and the fact that he has enough feed and fluid in his stomach, and so you can see the walls starting to get wrinklier as I take
Because
the
of
air out. Yep.
Okay.
But he has enough feed and fluid in his stomach after being 18 hours off feed that the stomach acid is still sloshing on his squamous mucosa, which says every time you go to ride or do something, things might splash around more than they would with a normal horse.
But if I can get him tacked up,
He's fine.
It's just touching him
He's just
anywhere.
sensitive, he's just
Everywhere.
irritated.
I mean,
So no visible squamous ulcers,
okay.
but we have a delayed gastric emptying. Not as severe as, say, we were just scoping a horse that has colics because he just can't empty his stomach. But just that there's much more feed in there than we'd expect for being off feed for 16, 18 hours. So for that, I would say we're going to do a week of omeprazole, and then we'll go down to a preventative dose. And I would say in 4 to 6 weeks, I would rescope and see if we empty our stomach a little faster and if we can see things a little better. All right, buddy.
Irritated in there?
He says, because there is a little bit of squamous irritation, but nothing really significant. Lindsay, do you want to pull that out for me? Good boy.
Now all the way out now?
Yep, you can come all the way out. And there's our nice esophagus. Woo. Woo.
And there's a light at the